you. Thank God it's Thursday. Healthy Thursday. Yes, 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 yes. You know, when it's Thursday, you see me coming straight from the gym. I don't know why people don't believe. I don't do the makeup. I know all I do is just from the gym, refresh up and start coming, because we are preaching health. You know, so I don't know why some of you used to say, are you sure you're coming from the gym? I'm coming from the gym. Leave out that one. It's from the gym I'm coming from. Welcome to Family and Values on Galaxy Television, where we are streaming across all our social media platforms. Yes, Family and Values is a show where we talk about everything that has to do with family. Your family, my family. Your relationship, my relationship. Yes, I used to say the mad person on the road belongs to a family, you know. So love everyone as you would love yourself. I used to say, let's love lead. Okay. My name still remains Princess Joy Abu. If this is the first time you're seeing this beautiful face, just know that yes, you are seeing one of the beautiful creatures of God, the handmaid of God. The Bible says we are wonderfully and fearfully made. So I woke up this morning feeling so happy, feeling myself, you know. I looked at the mirror, I said, I'm beautiful. Yes, that is what you should do to yourself. Wake up, say those affirmative words to yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Admire the beauty of God in your life. You don't need to have all the money, right? Before you start admiring yourself. Take yourself out, buy yourself that drink. It could just be a carbonated drink, like for some of us, well, for some it could just be a parfait. For some it could just be a smoothie. Whatever it is, just get yourself something nice to appreciate yourself. Yes, that's the message I'm passing to you this morning. Appreciate yourself. And yes, you know, now we are streaming across all our social media platforms. If you're on Star Times, it's 110. If you're on Opay, download it. Anywhere you are, please, you can watch us free to air. Hey, we are everywhere. We're on your faces. Why? Because we are reaching out for the stars. Our aim is to pass the stars and get up there to make your light shine and bring the brightness out of you. That's what family is all about. Yes, you know now. I'm not in the studio. When you see me radiating and happy like this, just know that somebody is by my side giving me the ginger. Say, go, 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 go. Okay, let me introduce Glory to you. I call her Mama Gen Z, you know, because she's my Gen Z mama. Welcome.
You know, every morning you have a new opportunity to express yourself and have a happier version of who you are.
Yeah.
A happier version of who you are. So anytime you wake up in the morning, anytime you have the breath of life in you, it's another opportunity for you to have a happier version of who you are. So who are you this morning? Are you happy? Be happy that you have life. Some don't have that life. And because the life is not there, they cannot project to say, I'm going out this morning. Well, I have an appointment. I need to submit this contract. I have application to put here. But because you still have life, so be happy. I hope you're happy this morning. If you're not, try and create that happiness in your own little circle, in your own little way, and all will be well. I tell you, we will get there. We will get there. Your bad people will say, you understand, we have many places we are going, but we definitely get somewhere. We have many places we have to branch and branch and branch, but we'll surely hit somewhere and we'll land somewhere safely. My name is Olori. I hope you had a restful night. Today is going to be another healthy Thursday, and like you heard, go to AVO. Yes, go to the digitalized channel 741 and also our O Prime station. You can always watch this on your app. It's on the go. As much as we have it free to air, we also have it on the go. So join us. It's Family and Values.
Yes, this morning while coming to work, I saw something that really caught my attention. I saw a corpse along the Keja Express, and what got my attention was the fact that yes, I just had these goosebumps around me, and the corpse was actually naked. So I presume it could be maybe someone that had a mental issue, and then there was a hit and run case, you know. And it was just lying down there, you know, and I just got thinking that, wow, You see, this life, the way we see it is, you that have committed that crime and has run away, you might feel like, yes, this person is a mental person and all of that, but whatever you sow, you always repeat in front. You might not get away with it next time. You understand where I'm coming from? So please, we are calling on the necessary authorities along Ikeja Expressway. Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's
Ikeja along.
Ikeja along. So
between where and where? Where's the land? So that they will be able to
cement. Because
between
before
cement and mango
filling station, where because there was a long queue there, so between that side, so
cement and mango,
that's where the corpse is lying down. So please, the necessary authorities should go there and pick up the corpse so that it doesn't become environmental hazard to everyone. Okay, yes, today is Healthy Thursday. Our guest is already in the studio to deliver. Let's go on our mini feature. We'll be right back. It's one topic you don't want to miss because it concerns everybody. Father, brother, everybody. Come here, let's have this conversation. We'll see you on the other side. Let's go for our mini feature. Okay, welcome back. Yes, we are discussing menstrual health. You know, when I said this topic concerned everybody, I'm sure you didn't understand while I was having that conversation. Father, brother, uncle, auntie, everybody. You must have seen someone, you must have helped your little ones, when maybe during the crabs, sorry, how is it? As ladies, let's not even, I'm talking to the men, you've experienced it around you, so it's something you really need to understand and know. And today we have, of course, someone who is not new to us. We have our person in the studio. Even though he's still owing me. he's still owing me, and today he will pay by his debt. He's always owing me. No, every guest is always owing me. Someone is always owing me. And they have to pay. They have to pay. Today he's only will pay. So I have a very handsome, he's still single, but he's not searching. Don't go there. We have our own very pharmacist, the CBI in the building, and he is also a health personnel. Yes, he's into health care also, so he's a very good person for this conversation. Now, reason being that he is a pharmacist and he's a healthcare personnel, so he deals with it every day of his life. Let me put it that way. So and he has all the girls coming to me, lay one complaint or the other. Good morning and welcome to the show.
It's good to have you, Jude.
Thank you.
Yes, good to have you back on the show. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Hope the scarcity of fuel is not affecting you.
It's affecting everybody. Don't ask that question, I beg.
Directly or
it might not affect a lot of people, like someone they should give us. Okay, so this morning we are discussing menstrual health. When I sent the topic, what was the first thing that got into your mind?
Actually, I was just like, okay.
Okay.
Where are we going with
it's
this?
Something I can.
It's something you can handle.
Yes,
I love that. I love that. Okay, now so let's start with the word menstrual cycle. What is menstrual health? Not just the cycle. What is menstrual health and hygiene all about?
Okay, so the menstrual health is one thing, and then the cycle itself is another thing. So the cycle itself is just preparation of the body to give birth. As for ladies, that's what menstrual cycle is. Then the health are the things you should do to have a smooth run during that whole process. So it entails, like I said, it's a large discussion. But basically, it's just getting the body ready for pregnancy. So there are different hormones that are being implicated in this. Yes. So any disruption to that hormonal pathway, then you start having irregular periods. It's not like it goes out of the regular cycle period. Yeah. So you can have someone that has 28-day period still having maybe 29, 27, 26, 30. It still falls within the normal range, so we don't really term it irregular cycle. We just tell you that your cycle is out of place at that particular point. So people usually mistake that with irregular menstrual cycle. Yes. So the normal cycle is 21 to 35 days, 32 days. something like that. So if it's above 35 or below that's 21, that's when we term it irregular cycle. Yes. Yes, please.
Irregular cycle, but it depends on the person.
Yes, that is
And
just
the body,
a
and the body, does it has to do with your body structure? Maybe someone who is on the big side or someone who's on the slim side, and age.
Yes.
What is the age really for one to, because we have some kids, young adolescent children girls comes up by 10, 11, some start 15.
Even
Some
9.
start 9.
Even 9.
So what are these?
So well, it depends on like it's genetic. Like science is just observation and then explanation. You explain what you just observed. Can't really say, okay, it will happen. So menstrual cycle can start anytime. Never can tell. There are some that even start 7, and that's why this therapy they use for transgenders, that was the actual use of it to delay the onset of menstruation for those that's having it too early. So you push it for them and then put them on those hormonal blockers, and then from there it's when they are at the right age, we take them off it and then they go along with their lives. So it can start from any age. Actually, start any age. So we can't really tell that. But on an average, we'll say maybe from like 10 to 14, somewhere around there.
Between 10 and 14.
Yes, on an average. So that's where the cycle starts. And then if you're bigger, it can affect your cycle, because it means you might not have enough of some of the hormones, like the luteinizing hormone, and then so you might not have some of those because they are bigger. So slimmer people, it works better for them and all that. And then around age from like 45 on an average 50, that's when menopause sets in. So the whole menstrual cycle stops. That means you shouldn't be able to give birth anymore. But there are some cases where some people can stop and maybe something starts up again. And then some there's just
the end for it.
Yes. So you know that's why we had Sarah laughing when they told her she was going to give birth.
Because she felt like
it's all over.
What did they give? Okay, now you've said a whole lot within a short period of time, and I can relate, because it's something that every woman can relate. Let's talk about the physical and emotional hormones associated with menstrual cycle. Now, not even hormone symptoms. Let's talk about the physical and emotional symptoms. Sometimes I was explaining something to you off camera. I said, once I'm close to that period, even if I'm the most excited person, let me be anywhere, I just feel that drop. I just, at that point, I go mute. Suddenly, my excitement dies, and everything starts irritating me. That point, don't be. And sometimes you have to still come to work and still put up but deep inside of you, you're waiting for somebody to just do like this, and you give it back to the person, bass. And the person might be saying, but this person was just being friendly. So what are those? Let's start with the physical symptoms before we go to the emotional, because what I just related was emotional one to you, and I'm sure a lot of ladies out there can relate. Sometimes you just feel like, why did this thing come? Like,
why does it have to come?
Why? So what are those physical and emotional symptoms associated with menstrual cycle?
Okay, so basically is the bleeding and then the cramps. Those are the major physical symptoms. So like during that point, your estrogen level, I don't like going into the science because I'm talking to so the estrogen hormone is low at that point. So you now notice that the patient or the person involved now has this, like the estrogen level is trying to build up at that point, and then the person is not having that excitement because that's hormone is
low.
trying to build up. Yes. And then I think there's also the testosterone thing too that comes in later. That's why during your ovulation period, you are excited that time, and for no, not for you guys are horny. It's normal. It's normal. The libido is up at that point.
Yeah.
So yes, so that's an excited period. That is the time that you can associate with people very well. Unlike the onset, that very first day, like the embarrassment is there, and then the deficiency of hormones to excite you are not there. So at that point, you're very irritable. Any little thing that is done to you at that point, you react immediately. So it's that's why you mentioned something at the beginning that everybody's involved. So guys are also supposed to know this cycle, so you know how to interact with ladies at that point, because if you meet her at the first day of her period, and then maybe you're trying to settle a dispute, or you have like an altercation with your spouse, and then you're trying to settle it on that first day, it's not going to end well.
We hear bad news.
Yes, something like that. It's not going to end well, because at that point every little thing is irritating. So you have to be conscious enough to like, okay, back down. Are you okay? If she says yes, then you can help her with her hot water compress. Also, those things, they make her feel better. You encourage her, and that's first day. I think the first day, and maybe sometimes the second day, you are very irritable. But from then, the hormones are started building up for you to be able to start engaging in interaction. You feel less irritable. So it goes on like that until you hit the ovulation stage. Yeah.
I want to ask, is there any connection between stress and menstrual cycle?
Sure.
So can you enlighten us on this?
Okay, so stress, like there are chemical reactions that go on in your body. Sometimes the temperature can come up, especially if you're having an infection-related stress. Also, anxiety also can cause that. So all those kind of stress, they can either push the cycle forward or push it backward, but it will still be within that range, 21 to like 35. It's still going to be within that range, but they affect it. Like you might be a 28-day cycle person, and then you might just, like I said, push to 30 or before that. Yes, so stress actually impacts the cycle, and there's physical stress, there's mental stress, there's emotional stress that you can go through, and these things will definitely affect the cycle.
Okay, I also want to ask, sometimes when you go through the cycle, you have the opportunity also to have, how can you enlighten us? You are preparing to have your cycle.
Okay, sure.
Many will take so much sugary substance, carbonated drink, sugar contaminant, everything is all sugary.
Okay.
What should be the things, the steps, the modality that such an individual should take so that all the symptoms will not be aggravating? Like I remember there was a lady went to school together. Anytime she's on a cycle, she had to come to school because of the excruciating pain that comes from the cramps. Some will tell you they can't eat. Some will tell you, I can't even stand up, I just want to lie down. I don't want to go anywhere.
Yes.
Can we say they are being lazy or what? So I asked you two questions now.
Yes.
What should you do while you are waiting, preparing for your cycle? And in the process of going through the cycle also, we have people who have excruciating pain. What can be done to, apart from the warm waters, what other things can be done? Because it could be so bad that the person may not want to even come out of the house.
Yes. So I'll start with the first people. The interesting ones, you don't have any pain, you just use it as an excuse.
Seriously?
Yes, there are some people like that. It's, people love to take advantage of situations. So if you're a lady now and then, okay, you're feeling lazy today, you can just say, let me not go to work. I'll tell them I have menstrual cramps. It's very bad. So,
are you for real?
Yes, there's that part. Yeah, so like, people do that a lot now.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the
Wow.
Okay.
But the second part, that's the most important, are those that actually have that. So from our own science studies, I don't really like going into that. Prostaglandin, that's is one of the hormones in the body. It needs this thing, carbohydrates, and it's responsible for your cramps, the uterine contractions. So if I would say personally that if you're taking in carbohydrates, you're just feeding your body what it needs to build up the hormone. So once there's enough of that hormone in the body, there's also a negative feedback, but yeah, that's another topic. So when the hormone is much in the body, causes more contractions, so you can have more cramps in that regard. So what you can do is you do the hot water compress. You can also eat like eggs and your normal balanced diet, your fruits and all that. So you can take those. You can reduce your carbohydrate intake also, because it feeds the prostaglandin gland, but you shouldn't cut off your carbohydrate because it's necessary. The prostaglandin, yes, it's not just one of it. There are different prostaglandin in the body. They do other things, inflammations,
so does
infections.
sugar, taking too much of sugary content?
Yes, it can. I believe it's possible for it to be implicated in it, because those hormones need those carbohydrates to function. Then you mentioned, I believe you mentioned the things that can be done. So you can use the hot water pump, like there are these vibrator machines. Yes, and then there is painkillers too. Some people don't really advise
used to suppress it.
Yes, to suppress the pain if it's too much. And so people that do the hospitals and they'll still take all those things. Yeah.
You said something very interesting, but I would like to hold on, because there is an angle I want us to really talk about this. When we come back from our break, now let's go on our word of marble. When we come back, we are still discussing menstrual health cycle. It concerns everybody. Oga, brother, uncle. Sit down. Let's have this conversation. We'll see you soon. Okay, welcome back. We're still discussing menstrual health cycle or hygiene, anyhow you want to put it. Now we still have our pharmacist Jude is in the building, and he has said a whole lot. He's somebody that will not use medical terms to say, so that the viewers can relate with what he is saying. Before we went on that break, Olori asked the question. She said, before menstrual cycle, what are those ways to prepare yourself? And that's why I want to bring in my question now. It's 2 in 1. The teenagers that just started, they just woke up one morning and just discovered it. Some are privileged to have an elderly person that will take them through. Now we can only take them through, okay, use the pad, but emotionally, whatever is going through in their system that period, they don't understand because it's just coming out now. What are those menstrual disorders that one can easily relate with and treat if possible? I'll use myself as an example. When I started my cycle, I started at 14, and it was, of course, the normal first day, it was normal. 1 month after, I didn't see it. And what my other sister told me, shout out to Linda, she said, if you don't see your menstrual cycle, you're pregnant. So the moment I didn't see it the first month, I kept quiet. The second month, the third month, I had to go and tell her, yeah, see me. She was not laughing. She said, no, it's normal. It's not supposed to come fluid after like a while before it to balance. But then when it balanced, 14 days at a stretch, I will constantly be using pad for 2 weeks. You know, so the thing at the point, you know, medically they said nothing is wrong with you. I was like, hey, fast forwarding to when I had my daughter, it reduced to 7 days. And then when my son came in, of course, 3 days, and you know, the other 2 days is about 3 days, I'm done. What could be responsible for such a disorder that would, you know, that would go through? And is it something that could have been treated then, or just because doctors were feeling is normal? Because at the point I felt I was losing a lot of blood, they will check my blood level is still 25, between 25 29 thereabout. They say it's normal. So but I know there are a lot of disorders out there like that some ladies go through. So what could be responsible for all those disorders and the ones that can be treated, you know?
Okay, so we have how many questions now?
Just two, basically.
Okay,
the
so
teenagers who are just starting.
Those starting,
starting.
and then
the disorders,
associated with it. Okay, so we'll start with the teenagers, right? So what they can do, you try as much. There's nothing serious to be done. You just try as much as possible not to stress yourself much, and then you try as much as possible to, that's emotionally, physically, and physically is like strenuous exercise.
Okay.
You don't do so much strenuous exercise.
Okay.
Don't associate yourself with that. You can just go for jogs, runs, 30 minutes, you come back. So you don't stress yourself much. It helps. Then you try as much as possible to eat like a balanced diet. You have your eggs, you have your bread, you have your fruits,
so you
drink water.
Eggs. Like love eggs.
Yes, eggs are very important.
So eggs are very important. That's why we buy eggs 6,000, 8,000 these days.
Eggs are very important. So you try to take those things, and they help you. They help your body system, okay, to function properly. And these supplements also, they are not magical. People, I see people, they come to the pharmacy, they say, "Oh, I saw evening primrose on TikTok. I want to buy it." Yeah, it helps. It's a very wonderful drug for like hormonal balance, but it doesn't just do the job once.
So it's a gradual process.
Yes, it's a gradual process. So you can use evening primrose also to like relate the hormones. As for those preparing for their cycle. The second one,
Disorder.
okay, the disorders. Okay, I'll have to start with the whole process. You have to know your calendar. So to know your calendar, you have to follow your cycle for 6 months at least. So you can check, you now see the irregularities in your cycle, because it's science. We can't just say, "Oh, this month is 30 days, so I'm 30-day cycle person." No, we don't do that. So you try like 6 months, we now check it. You don't even check with the average, you check with the lowest and then the highest. That's what you used to like put your cycle in place and all that. But during cycle, like I said, there are so many things that can influence it. Infections, tumors, and cancers also. That is sickness. There are medications that affect it, like your emergency pills, some of them. Then some, let's say, some food you take, and then stress, physical, mental, emotional, they affect this. So you can now see some people, they don't have bleeding. And when you don't have bleeding for like 2-3 months, you have to go to the hospital to check up, to see exactly what's going on. Because that now falls under irregular. You know, we said irregular is above 35.
Yes, above 35.
Yes, so that 3 months now falls under irregular. You have to go and see a doctor, a specialized doctor for that. So they can now run the tests, they'll check your hormones and all that. They know what to do. It's not for me. Yes. So when they finish with you, they write your prescription.
Send it.
I'll take over from there. But this knowledge is just for us to be able to like have an
how
idea.
it should be and how it should go.
So that we know, okay, these are the drugs to give. Even when doctors call you to ask you, what's this is the person's results, can we consult with you? What particular things you need? We can be able to, this one will affect the situation, can discuss. That's the whole reason for the health sector, to discuss and then come to an agreement via your specialties. Yes, please. So you can have like stoppage of the bleeding. Then there are some people, they have excess bleeding, and then they have tiny bleeding. It just comes anyhow. So these are the abnormalities in your cycle. But basically, if you're having like maybe 28 this month, 29 next month, then you have 28 for the next 3 months, you're basically okay. It's just like a day shift. So there's nothing serious going on. And there's the post-trauma from the menstrual cycle. That's the one we call PMS. And they also have the aggravated one also. So that's the dysphoria one also. That's the higher level of that PMS. So that particular one, it comes with like depression and all that after your cycle. It's an emotional thing. So you should also see a doctor that doctors see, like, because of economic states in Nigeria, we always take things for granted. implanted. Hospitals, they will just be like, it's nothing, and there's nothing like depression, nothing like that. It's very real. So go and see your doctor for that. Yeah.
Okay, I want to find out. Thank God you're a pharmacist. What are the effects of hormonal contraceptives to menstrual cycle?
Exactly.
I remember when I was growing up, when I was still very young, I remember someone saying something like you can actually use some certain drugs. You should confirm that now because you're a pharmacist.
Yeah.
You know, to delay your period. Are there going to be consequences or after effects of using this guy? I know too much of everything is bad, but if you delay it and it moves back, is it going to go back to the regularity, or it depends on the body and all that? Those are the two questions I want to ask for now.
Okay.
I still have one more. Let me have the third one.
Okay.
Let me have the third one. They are all simple.
They are all simple. They are all together, right?
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing.
The first one I asked was the effect of hormonal contraceptives on the menstrual cycle. The second one is pushing it back was using the drugs, those drugs, to push it backwards or to delay it. What are the effects? The third one is this. I know a doctor who can also help me with this. What happens? You know, talking about cramps and the pumping of whatever it is that is being done inside. When a woman gives birth, and you know, you still have these pains inside of it. Your Bible will say the baby, the womb is actually seeking for the. No, it's not healing. It's seeking for the baby because it has carried the baby in the fetus or for a period of 9 months. So he sees the child as, you know, the baby as part of it. So he will be seeking. So what really happens when you feel all those cramps? It becomes more like eating you up. So those are the three questions.
Okay. So we'll start with the contraceptives, right? Okay. So there are two types of contraceptives. There are the daily pills and the emergency ones. So the emergency ones are the ones that when it's not planned and unprotected sex. So there are no condoms used, or in this case, when I say unprotected, I mean from pregnancy, not from disease.
No.
So either some people practice this safe period thing. So that's why I said you have to know your cycle. Yeah. So either you're practicing the safe period thing and you didn't calculate well, or you didn't use condoms. Sex. Yes, or you are not on a particular contraceptive, either the injection or the tablet.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're not on these things now, then you are the type that should go for the emergency pills, and those emergency pills are not made to be used every single time you have unprotected. Like in a month now, you have used emergency pills like 3-4 times.
Wow.
So it's not so. If you know you're going to be having unprotected sex that much, then you go on the daily pills. Then you wait usually like 7 days before you now start having your unprotected sex. Yes. So I think that the contraceptives, they actually are hormone analogs. So they mimic the hormones in the body. So that means the same thing your hormones can do, they can do it too. So that pushback on your hormone is to mimic a particular hormone in the body and then push the ovulation period forward. That's usually what those emergency pills do. They push the ovulation period forward because they don't do anything once there's a fusion inside the womb. That's once the implantation has happened, the next thing you're doing is abortion. So, and you have a 72-hour period to get an emergency contraceptive pill. The earlier, the better. So it's also 18 hours too. So sometimes if you're on the big side, it's more likely not to work than someone that's on the slimmer side. Yes, like these things come to play.
I hope you are hearing.
But yes, so when you use hormones hormonal therapy, the body, it's bound to have a rebound effect, because the way hormones work, they get put into the bloodstream. At a particular, the body has this wonderful way of noticing, this thing has reached its limits. Okay, to now send signal and say, okay, let's start cutting it off. Yes, so it starts cutting it off. So what those hormones now do is, irrespective of the cutoff, once they put it in your body, it continues that.
To work.
Yes, so that's what the hormonal shots are, because on the normal, once it hits that threshold, it starts coming down. So if those hormones are there, they are going to affect, they have that probability of affecting the way your cycle moves. That's why I have some people that, so I've even seen someone that just took an emergency contraceptive pill once, and then her cycle scattered. So she had to go to the hospital
to rearrange.
Yes. So there are drugs
There
for
are
that.
ways you can also rearrange.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
So what they just do is they test you, they see the hormones that are deficient, and then they give you those hormones externally, not your body producing.
Like
it.
how much would that cost?
Well,
Is it a period of time? No, I'm just trying. Because many will want to know.
Yes, sure.
So that you will not go and
girls
what
that
you
are
know.
fond of
You would
gadgets.
disorganize your
All
hormones.
these small
So that they will know the consequences. So I'm sure it costs some money and it takes time as well, right?
Well, it depends. It depends on the therapy you're going for. So there are some cheaper therapies, and there's some expensive ones. I'm not going to call any price. Because
No,
it
don't
depends
call the
on
price, but it's expensive.
They have the expensive
Like
ones.
100K.
Possibly, yes. But
Or
there are some
150K.
that are within
Like
the
150.
10K range.
Now you know why I'm particular about this question she asks, is because we have a lot of young girls.
You
there.
just want to
do
something.
something
The science itself.
No, you know the thing
You
is,
know, they
because
practicalize a lot
you
of
are a
things.
pharmacist, they will just come to you and just say, I want this. I'm not going to mention that I want this. And you're looking, they take it like
It's nothing.
and they don't know that there is a repercussion that would later,
It's
somebody
just
will now
like,
start looking for.
I see them
What
as
is not lost
someone
somewhere.
just ready to take anything. Just
As experience.
This is what I want, so I want to use it. It's my body, it's my life. I can use it. That's the way many of them think and reason, and I have the money to run it through. So, going through this reorganizing or rearranging the hormones, I'm sure it's not a day thing. It takes process.
It's a wow. Yes.
The last one.
I love
The last one, I asked the last question. What happens when the baby is out and the contraction, you still feel like the cramps,
It's still there.
It's still very much there.
Yes. So for you to give birth to a child, there has to be uterine contraction. Sorry for that. Well,
No, don't be sorry.
It's science, they would know.
No,
yes,
just
so
learning.
it's very essential. So those contractions, like I told you, there's a hormone for it, the prostaglandin. So it's not just going to magically disappear. It's going to be there for a while. Just like the human gonadotropic hormone and all that. So sorry about that. So there are some, okay, let me use this. There are some hormones that when you get pregnant, they are there. Even after abortion, if you check, like, it's still possibly there, even a month after the whole abortion. So that's how hormones work. They don't just disappear from the from the body. Yes. So those gonadotropic hormones are the ones that will help you with your cycle. They release the essential hormones for your body to function. If you check your body, they don't just disappear because they've done their job. So it's the same way your other hormones don't just disappear. So it's the same thing that happens during pregnancy. Yes. So yes, those hormones don't just magically disappear. They'll still be there for a while. So it's still possible, you might feel it. And then the post-traumatic stress of the expansion.
Come back.
Yes. So that's also there too. So there's a lot going on with
wonderful.
ladies.
There's a lot going on with ladies.
Another thing is this. You anyway. Please celebrate us. Another thing I want to ask is this. you know, like each time I have my children, when I have my baby and I'm nursing them, weaning them, that I don't go through the menstrual cycle until after the weaning. We have some women like that.
That do 2 years.
That also when you stop the breastfeeding, that's when the menstrual cycle comes.
Well, like I said, God is wonderful.
The
body does a lot of mysterious things.
At least for my daughter, it was a year 9 months.
Yes, there are some other people that it's shorter for them. There are people that it's longer for them, and that's so. It's just so far the period comes back. Be happy. Like you gave an example, you're bleeding and all that. It's still the only thing you just do then, because you said something about 29. That's it's kind of low, so all you just do is to get blood tonics, so as to prevent anemia. Yes, so that's what we advise people that have heavy bleeding. Yes, just get blood tonics. But they will be necessary for you, so you don't get dizzy and faint off.
As you're taking the blood tonic, is it not?
No, it's better than just
exiting.
No, let's go a little bit mystic. There are a whole lot of myths when it comes to menstrual cycle.
Okay.
Some men will say, I can't sleep with my wife when she's on her menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
First question, how hygienic is it? And is there any effect to it that, okay, fine, a woman is on her menstrual cycle, you can't sleep with her? Is there any medical explanation to that? And another one is, I've heard and I've seen people say you can use your menstrual blood to wash your face. I have seen it, and they say medically, but those are those myths that come with it. I'm sure you've had a lot, you've seen a lot, and you're going to take us through. But let's start with the very common one. Okay. Men that will say, we have two classes. My wife is on her cycle, I don't go near her. But the other one is when the blood is flowing, is when they'll say, So now let's take the two. How hygienic is it for a woman out there that is, even young girls these days, like boys, I've had to cancel a boyfriend, and the girl was like, there's nothing wrong with it now. How hygienic is it from the medical aspect of it?
Side effects.
There's any side effect on the woman too, and the man that is sleeping with a lady on her menstrual cycle.
Okay.
Then the one also for face. And even if there is none, is it still normal? Just take us through this two first,
Okay, all right. So none of them are hygienic. None. Both of them are not hygienic.
God bless you.
Because the blood carries a lot of pathogens. Any infection you have in your body,
it's coming out
in your blood system. So you having sex with somebody on the period is not advisable.
Like highway to sickness.
Because you're possibly trying to infect yourself, especially those that they don't use protection. It's very bad. So, and there are some people that like oral sex too. So that is also not advisable because it's still the same blood contact with the mouth. You don't know if you have any sores in your mouth, because there are sometimes you brush, you just notice you're spitting
out blood. Yes.
So you try as much as possible to relax. It's a safe period, but you should relax at that point. There's nothing that blood is doing. If there's any infection in that blood, you rub it on your face, you're probably putting the infection on your face too. So for those that are using it for makeup.
Spiritually, they'll say it brings spiritual. They said it's the purest state of a lady, so it comes with. I've even seen people that have said their husbands use it to bath. Yes, I'm telling you what. Yes. They say they use it. That's what I want to know. I don't want to go for spiritual angle. I want to know from medical. How hygienic is it for you to use menstrual blood to bath? In the name of your...
I don't think it's medically.
So they say they put a little, just drops on it and listen.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's not medically
It's not a medical thing.
So if it's a spiritual problem, you can see your spiritual director.
Thank you so much, pharmacist Jude. Thank you for helping us and putting us through all that we need to know regarding the menstrual cycle.
That's not all, though.
Some of the things, the vital, very, very key ones, the open, closed ones that you can always assess and really know where you're going and what the menstrual cycle contains. Thank you so much. My name to remain Olurayike David. Today is going to be another wonderful day. Like I said, when you wake up in the morning, remember happiness. Try to create that happiness that you alone will be able to understand, and you'll be able to push you through the journey that you have ahead of you. Hope to see you tomorrow. We hope you had a wonderful time with us. Bye for now.
Okay, yes, I'm always excited. After Thursday, it's always Friday, and you know what Fridays are to me? They are times I just go home relaxing. And tomorrow we'll be discussing building and maintaining trust. Building and maintaining trust. A lot of you cannot be trusted. You tell somebody I'm coming, the person knows you're not coming back. Tomorrow we are going to have that conversation. We try to keep our Fridays very jovial, friendly. We gist, we laugh, and everything, and then we go to have our fish. That's just by the way. Okay, my name is Remain Enjoyable. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful Thursday, and please stay healthy out there. You just heard what Jude was saying. Stay healthy. All of you that have all this meat to menstrual cycle, you've heard it is not hygienic. Stay out of it. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the Thursday. Bye.
Bye.